Good morning students. Welcome in this class. This video is for class 7 subject social science as we are studying about history chapter 5 rulers and buildings. It is the third lecture of this chapter and in today's lecture the topics which are to be discussed. First one gardens, tombs and forts. Next one Humayun's tombs. Third Shahjahan's recent constructional activities and fourth one Shahjahan's audience halls. Okay, so let's we start today's discussion. Yes friends, in our previous lectures we have studied about the buildings and monument built by different rulers in India. And we have studied that there were two types of buildings which were built during Mughal period. Private building and public buildings. Private buildings included that fort, palaces, havelis, means the places or the buildings which were used or which were for personal use, okay, or for living purposes. Okay, and the public buildings were the buildings which were that used for the public activities like religious places, temple, mosque, okay, and bazaars and dharamshalas. So this type of buildings which were used for the public activities or public needs, so these were known as the public buildings. Okay, and we also have studied about the techniques. Mainly two types of techniques were used in the constructional activities. First one is that is terra beat and second one is that arcuate. In the terra beat techniques, that first horizontal, okay, and means horizontal and vertical beams and slabs are lying, and in arcuate techniques that the weight of the door, windows, it was lying on the arc. Understood? And we have studied about the two temples, Rajarajeshwara temple, Kandhariya temple, and in today's lecture we will discuss about the other buildings like gardens, tombs, forts. Okay, so the Mughal architecture was complex. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir and especially Shahjahan personally interested in literature, art and architecture. Yes friends, as I told in the starting that we are studying about medieval period, and medieval period, the period in which India was under the rule of Mughal rulers. So these Mughal rulers means Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Shahjahan means they were fond or lover of art and architecture. That's why they built many buildings and monuments, okay, in India during their ruling period. Babur described his interest in planning and laying out formal gardens placed within the rectangular walled enclosure and divided into four quarters by artificial channels. Yes friends, as I told that most of the Mughal rulers were very fond of art and architecture. They built fine specimens of architecture. Akbar built the famous Humayun tomb in Delhi, Fatehpur Sikri, Buland Darwaja near Agra. Jahangir also laid beautiful gardens like Shalimar Bagh. Shahjahan excelled them all. So he built Shahjahan built Red Fort, Jama Masjid and world famous Taj Mahal also. So during his ruling time, art and architecture reached its peak. So the construction of all the buildings and monuments, as we know, needed much money. So this Mughal emperor got it from the royal treasury and without thinking about the welfare of the common people or of their subject. Understood? And so they built many buildings and monuments and they built many gardens also. And at that time, the main features of this garden that they are enclosure, or they divided into four symmetrical path or ways, or into four parts, quart. Okay, and these bags were known as Chahar Bagh. Understood? Means the garden or the bag which is divided into four quarters. And okay. Now next is their Akbar monument. So Akbar also built a number of monuments. He built the Agra fort on the banks of river Yamuna. The prominent building of Fatehpur Sikri also was built by him. Diwani Am, where emperor held the general darbar. Diwani Khas, or the hall of private audience. Jodha Bai Palace, Rang Mahal, House of Birbal, Jama Masjid, the tomb of Sheikh Salim Chishti. So many buildings were there which were built by the Akbar. Understood? Yes friends, in which actually Diwani Khas or Aam means that is ceremonial halls of public and private audience. Okay, so means in these halls the you can say dance and the other activities were performed. Okay, in the Diwani Khas means the dances and the other activities were performed by the for the rulers and his relatives or the family members. And in that you can say public hall, that or Diwani Am means in which ceremonial hall will there and activities performed in front of all the people or public. Understood about it? Yes. Now we will discuss about the Humayun tomb. Yes, the central towering dome and the tall gateway known as Pistak became important aspect of Mughal architecture. Yes friends, actually Humayun's tomb was built between 1562 and 1571, and the main feature of this you can say Humayun tomb were there like means the central towering dome and the tall gateway known as Pistak. That was the common or you can say important feature of the Mughal architecture, and actually this tomb's architecture was first visible in Humayun's tomb. So means in the center of the building that dome shaped buildings or room was built, and in which that there were tall long gateways there, and which was known as Pistak. Okay, so this was the special or you can say important feature, and first time it was visible in this Humayun tomb, and later on it was followed by different you can say architecture in different in the constructions of different buildings. So I told that this tomb was the first visible in Humayun's tomb. The tomb was placed in the center of a huge formal Chahar Bagh built in the tradition known as Eight Paradise or Asht-Bhisht, a central hall surrounded by 8 rooms. Actually beta, yes, listen carefully and try to understand that this tomb was placed in the center of a huge formal Chahar Bagh. Means in the center tomb was there, and this tomb was surrounded by a 4-way on all 4 directions. Okay, means tomb was in the center and in all the 4 directions, that it was enclosed by 4 paths or 4 ways, and that was also surrounded by and means in it there was a big hall, and in big hall that there were 8 paradise means 8 rooms were there, and these 8 rooms were known as Asht-Bhisht. Asht means that is the Sanskrit word, and which meaning is 8 or 8. So 8 rooms was that there means the central hall was surrounded by 8 rooms. Okay, and the building was constructed with red sandstone as and with marbles. Understood about it? Means in the constructions of this Humayun tomb, red sandstones and the white marbles were used. Okay, yes. Now we will discuss about Shahjahan, Regen's constructional activity. Actually, Shahjahan was known as the king of architecture. Means he had a great fond of architecture. That's why he built a large number of buildings in his ruling time. Okay, Shahjahan's reason that the different elements of the Mughal architecture were fused together in a harmonious synthesis. His reign witnessed a huge amount of constructional activity, especially in Agra and Delhi. As I told that he was a lover of architecture. Okay, and that's why he built a large number of or amount of buildings, monuments, especially in Agra and Delhi. And these buildings showed their interest in architecture. The ceremonial hall of public and private audience Diwani Khas or Aam were carefully planned. This I told you कि 2 types of hall were there. for private and public you can say activities, okay, and in which Diwan Khas was there. Means in these halls the activities, dances, also other things were performed for the rulers, his family members and relative, means khas people, okay, those who were special. And Diwan-e-Aam means in which activities were performed for the common people. Understood about it? Yes friends, I told you in the I used one word is there, that is pistak. Actually the meaning of pistak is there, tall gateway. Okay. Now we will discuss about Shahjahan audience hall. Yes friends, there were specially constructed a resemble a mosque. The pedestals on which his throne was placed was frequently described as Qibla, and the direction faced by the Muslim at prayer, since everybody faced that direction when court was in the session. Understood? Means that a special you can say throne means Sihasan was placed, okay, means where the all the people can see, watch it, means it must visible to everyone at the time of the prayer, okay. And the constructions of Shahjahan audience hall aimed to communicate that the king's justice would treat the high and the low as equal, as creating a world where all clouds live together in harmony. Okay friends, actually what was there in the Shahjahan Diwan Khas in Delhi, one inscription is written कि Shahjahan's Diwan Khas was designed in such a way that it fused together in a grand harmonious synthesis. It was carefully planned. It was placed with a large courtyard behind the emperor throne, that there was a series of Paitra Dura analyses, okay, and it depicted the legendary god Orpheus playing the lute. Diwan Khas was aimed to communicate the king justice would treat the high and low as equals, creating a world where all could live together in harmony. Means Diwan Khas reflected the image of a paradise in itself. Means that it represented the equality, okay, or equal justice to everyone. This was there. And Shahjahan is often called that engineering king because Mughal architecture reached its climax during his reign. Shahjahan's reign is considered as the golden age of Mughal architecture because it made a large number of buildings and monuments. Some of the buildings are the Red Fort of Delhi, Diwan-e-Aam, Diwan Khas, Jama Masjid in Delhi and the Moti Masjid at Agra. So these are the examples of some buildings which were built by the Shahjahan, and in which Taj Mahal is there, which was considered as in the 7 wonder of the world. Okay. Now but we will study about the Taj Mahal. Okay. The Taj Mahal at Agra has been described as a dream in marble. It was built on the bank of river Yamuna, okay, and by Shahjahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal, and it was designed and completed by Ustad Isa, okay, and it is made entirely of marble brought from Makrana in Rajasthan. It stands on a huge platform and has a bulbous dome which looks like an inverted lotus. There are 4 smaller domes at the 4 corners of the building, and the outer wall and the interior walls are richly decorated with calligraphy. Calligraphy means that you can say attractive way of writing. Got it? I think everyone has visited Taj Mahal, and you can say that really it is the example of the beautiful architectures of the Mughal Empire or Mughal period. This is there. So this Taj Mahal is the grandest architectural accomplishment of Shahjahan region. He adapted the front garden in its layout. White marbles was placed on a terrace by the edge of the river, and the garden was to its south. Shahjahan developed this architectural form as a means of control the access that nobles had to the river. Understood about it? Yes. Now we will discuss that the other rulers. Okay, or the first we will discuss about the Red Fort. The construction of Diwan-e-Aam or the hall of public audience in the Red Fort was commenced by Shahjahan but completed by Aurangzeb. Actually, now we will discuss about the Shahjahan audience hall, which was in the Red Fort. Okay, actually, Shahjahan audience hall was specially constructed to resemble a mosque. Okay, and in which, as I told, that the pedestal on which his throne was placed was frequently described as Qibla, the direction faced by the Muslim at prayer, since everybody faced that direction when the king as a representative of God, and God on the earth was suggested by these architectural features. Okay, and the constructions of the Shahjahan audience hall, that it aimed to communicate that the king's justice would treat the high and the low as equal, creating a world where all could live together with harmony. Okay, so means in the Red Fort, means it was here that the emperor listened to the public petitions and met the officials. Okay, means here people gathered and tell their problems to their rulers. Diwan-e-Khas or the hall of private audience inside the Red Fort was a remarkable building. About Diwan-e-Khas and Diwan-e-Hall already we have discussed. Okay, yes, behind the imperial throne there was the Petra Dura, which means pictorial mosaic work using semi-precious stones, and the picture was that of the Greek god Orpheus playing the mute. So in this Red Fort, that in behind the imperial, that throne was there, and that throne means with a Shihastan. So this throne was decorated and with the you can say style of Petra Dura. So what is that Petra Dura? Actually, the meaning of the Petra Dura means colored hard stones placed in the depressions, curved into marble or sandstone, creating beautiful ornate pattern. Okay, means the throne was decorated with stones, gems, hard stones. Okay, and curved into marble. Marble के अंदर इन stones को engraved किया गया. The picture was that of the Greek god Orpheus playing the lute. Lute means veena. Okay, after on this throne, that the Greek god Orpheus was shown by playing lute. The idea of that king justice could bring peace and harmony in the country, as inscriptions on the wall of Diwan-e-Khas said, if there is heaven on the earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. Okay, means it shows the equality, means where rulers listen all the problems of their you can say public or the common people. This is there. Okay, now the other region and empire. Between the 8th-18th centuries, construction activity increased, rise in sharings of idea across region, tradition of one region adopted by the another. Okay, means with the passes of time, so these different you can say regions, they started to share their traditions. Means this architectural techniques, they spread it into different or other parts also. For example, like Vijayanagara, the elephant stables of the rulers were strongly influenced by the style of architecture found in adjoining that Sultanate in Bijapur and Golconda in Vrindavan. Near Mathura, temples were constructed in architectural styles that were similar to the Mughal that palaces in Fatehpur Sikri. Means especially when this Mughal architecture which was defined in the Agra or Delhi, so later on this type of architecture means this spreaded in other parts also. Other regions also started to share this tradition or the architecture styles. So he's saying that means the architecture style which was used in the Fatehpur Sikri, same techniques was we can see in the Vijayanagara or in the Bijapur, Golconda, Vrindavan or in the Mathura temples also. Yes. So beta, in this way our you can see chapter is completed. So in this chapter we have studied about different rulers, okay, and the buildings which were built by them, and different architectural styles and techniques. Okay, now I will give you homework, and in homework you have to write the answer of this following question. First is there, what is the main feature of Shahjahan's new city of Shahjabad? Okay, yes friends, here first I actually want to tell you about it. Shahjabad was the old name of New Delhi. Okay, and as we know that the feature of Shahjabad, that Shahjabad was situated at the bank of Yamuna river. Okay, and the old name of the old name of this Delhi was Shahjabad, and it was built by the Shahjahan. Understood? And so means Shahjahan constructed new city, and namely Shahjabad in Delhi, and in this city the imperial palace commanded the riverfront. I told that it was situated at the bank of Yamuna river. Only special, you can say, favored noble like his oldest son, okay, were given access to the river. All those had to construct their home in the city away from the river Yamuna. Give an account of Shahjahan audience hall. We have discussed about it. When was Humayun's tomb built? What are its features? And write a brief note on Chahar Bagh built by the Mughal rulers. So this is your homework, and if you face any problem in the answer of any question, so for that you can see your homework solution next day. Okay, so try to write the answer of those questions which you know, and any question is there in which you have any problem and don't know the answer, so for that we will discuss the answer of this question in our summary lecture also, and you can see the answer in homework solution also. Yes, now we will have a discussion on the homework solution of our previous lecture, lecture 2nd. How is the pyramid principle and the architecture different from the arcuate? Yes beta, in the starting of the chapter I told you that two types of technique. First Terabit and second arcuate. Terabit principle of architecture's roof, doors, windows were made by placing a horizontal beam across two vertical columns, and in arcuate principle of architecture the weight of superstructure above the doors and windows was sometimes carried by arc. Why were temples destroyed? Temples were destroyed because kings built temples to demonstrate their devotion to God and their power and wealth. It is not surprising that when they attacked one another's kingdom, they often targeted these buildings. Write a short note on Qutub Minar. The first floor was constructed by Qutbuddin Aibak and rest by Iltutmish around 1229. It is a 5-story building, and over the year it was damaged by lightning and earthquake and repaired by Alauddin Khalji, Muhammad Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq and Ibrahim Lodi. What types of architects found between 7th and 10th centuries? Yes friends, between the 7th and 10th century, architects started adding more rooms, doors and windows to buildings. Roof, doors and windows were still made by placing a horizontal beam across two vertical beams. Means in the 7th and 10th centuries we find the Terabit techniques or corbelled architecture technique in the constructional activities. Okay, so in this way our today's lecture is completed. Tomorrow we will meet again with the summary of the lecture of chapter 5. Thank you.